Oh.
Hello!
Ah!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to 10 Forward Weekly. I am Ambassador Kel. This is Senior Environment Artist Nick DeGuide, who I realized only yesterday that I've been crediting as Environment Artist Nick DeGuide for, forever.
You can also say my last name right.
Oh, fuck. I mean, golly gosh darn.
No, that's fine.
What?
DeGuide.
Sorry.
It's all well.
My bad.
No worries.
Yeah, there we go. People are freaking out about the haircut. Hi, guys.
Hi. I know. It looks good, right?
Yeah. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Like you do every day.
Thank
I
you.
like to just come in and compliment you on your hair. It's
That's
not
true.
creepy. HR has never been called. More than once. So, hey, we're here to talk about Deep Space Nine, but you want
I've
to
never heard of it.
Really? Not at all?
Nope.
Huh. That's weird.
I know.
What have you been working on the past couple months?
It's, rocks and crates. As always.
There's rocks on Deep Space Nine?
No. What's
Oh.
Deep Space Nine?
Oh, okay. Good. Well, since you have no idea what it is, let's look at some fan art.
Okay. Perfect. Is that a Deep Space Nine?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's a space dock. That's
Oh.
another thing you're very familiar with.
Oh, okay.
I know this because I use the Nick test map whenever I'm taking screenshots of a space dock.
There are lots
Yeah.
of Nick test maps.
Yes, there's so many. Actually, Nick Test 01 is great for me because it loads super fast. So whenever I'm working on that thing that I'm not talking about yet,
Yeah,
it just loaded up and working there.
Perfect.
It's great.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. Paul Pope this week sent us in this this image of their attempt at a Kelpian
Okay.
character creator, which is pretty
I
cool
see it.
actually.
That's
I see
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Need some more ganglia, but you know.
For everybody who's saying the blue is great, the hair is actually green. Mike dyed his hair green and then realized he spends at least 2 hours a week in front of a green screen. So you're seeing a slightly more bluified version of it than it actually
There's
is.
like
but yeah.
blue streaks though,
There's
or purple streaks
There's
or something.
purple
like that.
and green in it
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Everybody's like, "Who are you and what have you done with Ambassador Cal?"
That's true.
I ate him. I ate all of his hair and his beard.
This is Ambassador Mike.
Yes. Oh God, no. This is a picture of a self-stealing stem bolt. A fan sent us that. Apparently they're real, I guess.
Okay. That's not a picture of the DS9 era self-sealing stem
No,
bolt.
I think this is a modern era self-stealing
okay.
stem bolt.
We could bring up a DS9
Really?
one if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I can show you what that looks like.
Okay, we'll do that. Maybe do that later.
Sure.
And then, lastly, but certainly not leastly, Resdane sent us this wonderful. There we go. Oh, there it is.
That is.
4K.
Yeah.
First Contact Day celebration image, which is just fantastic. And I'm gonna see if we can maybe get that as some wallpaper out there for you guys if he's up for that. So yeah, no, Drunken Twitch. I don't know what you're talking about. This certainly doesn't look like anything from any other
No.
star-based IPs.
Nope.
Not at all. Definitely not. All right, so
Why did you make weird meowing noises?
I don't know what you're talking about. You must be hallucinating. It's the hair.
It's true.
Was this haircut part of a bet? If it was a bet with myself to make my head look better, then yes.
I mean,
and
you
I
won the bet.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely,
yes.
obviously, 100%. People are saying that's actually a sheetrock bolt, apparently, from Team Fortress 2.
That sounds more like it.
Okay.
Yep.
Darius V. Paul, yeah, I love this background screenshot, too. It's something that was sitting around as wallpaper on this streaming computer when I first got it, and I stole it.
I think Thomas made that. So it's
It's Earth Space Dock from above, right?
It's Earth Space Dock and the moon and the Earth and the sun.
That's cool.
Even though they don't actually sit like that, but it's still cool.
They do if you believe. If you just close your eyes and wish hard enough.
If you're Thomas.
Yeah. Parker York says, I'm cosplaying Ham Sandwich with this haircut. I think I'm offended. Hold on. Okay, so we got a link, which you're not supposed to be able to post, so I hope it's not... Oh, that's just more self-stealing stem bolts. Okay, you guys can argue about that.
The DS9 one is like a trapezoid box with two cylinders coming out the sides, but offset from each other. And I don't know how it's supposed to work, but that was the actual prop.
Hey, congratulations, Aerochrome. Where'd you get the new job, if you can say?
Oh,
that's cool.
Yay.
Okay, cool. Well, speaking of Deep Space Nine, there was something that I was going to show at the beginning of this and I forgot, so we're going to go away for a second again. Wasn't that cool? That was by Parker York, who
That
was
was
currently
super cool.
posting in the Facebook chat. So tell them how awesome that was. I really enjoyed it. I kind of want to show it to Aaron. I was saying to Nick because I think he'll just get such a huge kick out of and Captain Nog on the screen during the Deep Space Nine opening. But yeah, that was awesome. Maybe we can do something similar. I'll sit Weston down and be like, "Look, you need to make it the Victorious Life intro.
That'd be sweet.
You need to do it as good as this. It'll be hard. I know.
That'd be pretty cool.
All right. So should we look at Deep Space Nine? I guess since we're here. All right. I guess we can look at it. So here we are at the entrance to Deep Space Nine. Now, Nick, what room is this that we're looking at?
This is the transporter room.
The transporter room.
I know, right? You never saw this on screen, actually. This room was built. It was part of the stage that they built, but they never dressed it up as the transporter room, to my knowledge. I never saw that. They did use it as a shop a couple of times. So there was a couple of shots where you'll see these doors, or you'll see, I think in season 7, because it's Ezri and somebody, Bashir maybe, are in here shopping around for knickknacks. But we never saw it as a transporter, but it was a transporter on both the stage plans and the DS9 tech manual map. So we decided we needed to make sure we had a transporter.
And so are these transporter pads? I've never seen pads like this. Is this from like Deep Space Nine?
Cardassian. We're taking these from Ops. We're taking these basically from Ops.
Gotcha.
The Ops transporter we did see in action a number of times, and so we take the same kind of triangular pads from there, and the green ribbed background from there as well.
Nice.
So.
Thank you to everyone who's still complimenting on the haircut. I appreciate it. Except for you, Winters, who said, "What the hell happened to Mike?" See if Priority 1 gets any more interviews now.
Oh, burn.
Yeah. So you just mentioned a random episode from a season. Do you have encyclopedic knowledge of Deep Space Nine now?
Well,
at least of the backgrounds.
I might have encyclopedic knowledge of the sets. I don't have. I have a terrible memory for episodes. Mm-hmm. I certainly don't remember episode names or numbers. If you start describing one to me, I can be like, okay, I remember that thing happening, or I remember how I felt about that storyline, but I couldn't tell you the name of the episode at all unless I have to, unless I go look it up or whatever. So, but the sets I know far better than I did before all this process.
For sure.
Certainly.
All right, well, let's walk out into the promenade.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that it's not as cavernous as it once was. This is much, I want to say almost exactly close to show size now.
Well, we did what we've done in more recent interiors. We still have to scale things up a little bit for gameplay. So from, let's see, the TOS interior and the Voyager interior and the TNG interior all did the same treatment, which is we take canon and then we scale it up by 50% instead of 800% or whatever it was previously. So it's still bigger than real life, but not significantly so. And I think that we've done a decent job at filling in those gaps and scaling things appropriately, so it still feels like it's all the right size for you and your character.
Somebody was saying this is not an actual staircase.
It is. You have to.
Bite me.
There you go. It is an actual staircase. They're a little bit tricky because they're so steep.
And also you can just teleport to the second floor.
Yeah, that's right. There's actually there's clicks on all of them, but you can also the trick to navigating the staircase is just aim for the outside railing, and you'll be fine.
Someone was asking if that was a POC-led security officer. Yes, it is. Right there.
He's a Foundry contact, actually, I believe.
Oh.
I can't remember which one he is, but he's one of the Foundry contacts.
And then, in case you want to enter the Deep Space Nine the old-fashioned way, here's an airlock for you.
And you didn't actually come in and dock or beam down. You landed in the transporter, but we actually have an option now. When you're in Deep Space Nine system space, you'll now, when you approach the station, you'll get an option to either dock, which will put you inside one of the airlocks, or to beam down, which will put you in the transporter. So
Nikita Net was asking why if this is a similar size or actually bigger than the series, why it looks bigger on the series. Is it camera angles? You're absolutely right. If we do this, you start to see it looks a little, and they shot a lot of shots on the show from like down here.
Yeah, and also our camera FOV, the field of view, is 55, which is...
What do you think they were, like 20, 30?
So, no, they're much tighter. There'd be like... Well, I'm sorry, yes, you're right. They'd be probably 35, 40, something like that.
Let's say like that.
And if we do that and you zoom in over your shoulder, it feels a lot bigger than it actually is. And that's one reason why we have to make things bigger, is because with the wider field of view, everything feels a lot smaller than it is. So... Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep walking around. So up here is the...
That's the Replimat.
Replimat, yep.
Yep. Where you'd go and get some replicated food items. All the chairs are sittable except for the ones that are currently being sat in.
There we go.
They're a little bit funky,
Nice.
just like all of our chairs are, but they work. Yeah. We're still doing some work. You'll notice that it's missing some lighting and some of the ceiling and stuff there. There's a lot of stuff that is still needs some polish, but overall it's getting there.
You can check out this. A lot of the consoles have Cardassian. I guess we call it LCARs. It wouldn't be
we still
LCARs,
call it LCARs, but
which Tim Sirikata Davies made our PWE EU, not our PU.
Let's just call him the PU artist.
The PU
now.
artist, yeah, that's good. I'll call him that at Destination Star Trek.
Perfect.
To his face. But the TWE EU lead artist did all of these for the station, and they're fantastic. He did a ton of work for it.
He really did a lot of work on the LCARs, and we really could not have pulled this off in looking as close to the show as we did, or have, or will, or whatever, without his help. He also did all of the little animated monitors that you'll see everywhere. There's 4 or 5 of them, I think, and those are all taken from the show too.
Hello, person who's suddenly in my camera frame. Well, here's the security office, which you guys have already seen.
Yep, no longer Odo's office, but security.
The security nonetheless.
Yep.
I can show off one of my favorite things too. If you guys can see this.
I don't know
Tim
if everyone's
did this too.
I don't know if everybody's figured it out. People were asking who those people were.
Yeah. So these are a bunch of Easter eggs that Tim has added in, and maybe I won't go into who they are, but you might recognize that handsome Klingon in the bottom left. And for regular viewers of the stream, you'll definitely recognize. Where did you go?
Oh, we may have rearranged some things. But I don't
know. There she is. She's on her own panel now.
Okay.
You will definitely recognize this extremely handsome Klingon over here. This great and glorious Klingon warrior who may or may not be named after a sandwich, which is just the coolest damn thing. And so this is where...
So yeah, we actually hooked it up with... This is something that they never did on the show. While the security cells were built, they were actually in kind of this multi-purpose room that was used for a bunch of different things, and they were not directly connected to security because there's no room. On the show, there was basically a warehouse wall back there, so there was no room to put the security cells. But here, we hooked them up, so you can actually go back directly from the security office to the holding cells.
Furious Fens was asking if I was coming to Destination Star Trek. Yes, I am. You're just gonna grab the mouse and take control.
Well, I was talking about the security cells, and you weren't going.
I was leading the chat.
All right.
Well, here we are, and here's this Ferengi who's been framed. He says, or apparently not right now, but
yeah.
And this is did this put the duty officer thing in here? Oh no, this is transferring prisoners. Never mind.
Yeah. I think we know that people want a bridge officer trainer here, so we're going to try and find room for that. I've talked to Ryan a little bit about that already. So.
Ryan asked me to make a JIRA. I forgot to do it. I'll try and remember to
we'll do it at some point.
And here we have the Romulan ambassador with some quests for you, and we moved the Latinum exchange over here.
GPL conversion. Used to be in Quarks, but this technically on the DS9 tech manual, that spot is listed as the Latinum exchange or something, so we figured it was appropriate.
Here is our I forgot what his name, the name of the shop was, but it's
it was a Klingon Deli is all it was referred to.
Which we don't know if there will be time for this yet, but Ryan wants to give him his accordion. We'll see if that happens. That's why he's doing a funny dance right now. Let's see. Can people in the cells change over time? I don't think that's probably.
We don't have that hooked up that way. I don't know if that's doable or not. That's a question for design.
This is the new
I'll bring it up.
Bajoran temple over here, which I love. It looks so much more nice and intimate and beautiful.
This is all Donnie's work, by the way. Donnie Versace, my co-environment artist, did all of the temple work, and he did a great job.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Did all the sculpts for the guys on the wall, and he did a great job. Yeah. It turned out really good.
Any temptation to add Easter eggs to the holding cell occupants? We kind of have, actually.
We kind of have, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see.
A little bit.
As we go on. Okay, this is another elevator, right?
Turn
hey.
left.
Well, what's this right here? Well, this looks like a door. Wait, but there's no loading screen. I better go back and check again. No, there's still no loading screen. Better go back and check again. Yep. Quarks is part of the same map now, everybody.
Yeah, it's all one map. And Quark is here.
Quark is behind the bar.
Along with
We're
Morn.
in his own place again.
Yeah.
And Morn, who lots of people were wondering if we got Morn's voice actor in for the game.
We absolutely did.
100%.
And Lita's here still, and it's Quarks.
Yeah, it's Quarks. It's a much more intimate and accurate Quarks.
Can we talk about who was here yesterday?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, so Max Grodenchuk was here yesterday, and we showed him around DS9, and he said that it looked just like the show. He was very impressed and surprised and liked it a lot. So it was very, very reassuring for me.
The one that touched me the most was Chase walked into, I think it was Quarks, and it was like, it feels like coming home.
Yeah.
Which is that's just awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the second floor, and then we had that last time, but now we've got the third
And you'll
floor.
notice that you're using more spiral staircases rather than giant ramps up the backside. So.
Yeah.
The third floor is very cramped. I know this, and we're going to do our best to not put any kind of content or whatever up here because there's no room for it. But you can come up here if you want.
It's a nice,
spy on
dark
people.
place in the bar. I'm sure that no one will come up here to do anything.
Rom was up here to leer at Lita while she was talking to Dr. Zimmerman, I think.
That's
so.
very true. That's very true.
And yes, you can jump off
course.
like everyone is going to.
Like everyone is going to. We're going to be sitting here and watch people fall out of there all day.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so.
Are we on Tribble or are we on Engineer?
We are on Engineer.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Tribble's updated yet. People are saying
it's updated, but I don't think it's unlocked.
Yeah.
So. And
the Infirmary.
The Infirmary. I know.
Check it out.
Everyone has been asking for this for a very, very long time.
And now it is here.
And this has probably the most of Tim's Elcar's work
Yeah.
of any room on the Promenade because there's a lot of Elcars in here. But
Beautiful
he did
stuff.
a great job.
Yeah. I love the idea that even like 30 years later, they still haven't changed the operating system.
I know.
They're like, you know what? Screw it.
There are people who are like, well, it should be replaced with a Federation station, or it should have been updated to use, Bajoran
I feel
Elcars
like
or
though,
whatever.
like
but
Deep Space Nine has that thing. Like people who live and work on Deep Space Nine would like. They probably tried to update. In fact, Captain Thomas Maroney probably tried to update it, and everybody was like, "Put it back. I like the purple. Put it back."
Or like just nothing is compatible with Cardassian systems, so you don't even try to tie anything in.
You tried and just crashed the station for a couple of days. Someone says, "I want to live here," and Cthulhu says, "Where are the toilets?"
There are no toilets that I'm aware of.
Airlock for you folks. Ooh, we haven't shown this off yet.
We haven't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Garrick's Tailor Shop.
Yeah.
You can see the sign, which I saw this for the first day of the day. I was very excited to see that. That's really cool.
And Monique is still here, though, running the shop while Garrick is off doing his other
pointing
simple,
dramatically at me for reasons.
Simple tailoring. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And we got some mannequins in here, and if you turn around, you can go in there.
Oh.
We have the changing rooms.
Nice.
Actually in, so.
That's cool.
Yeah. You can hide back here and listen in on Lursa and Baitor conspiring to buy Litrium, I think it was.
Your hide and seek games on Deep Space Nine will continue and be epic.
Well, there are lots of places, lots of little nooks and crannies to hide in.
Okay,
including this place, which some people might recognize. You may want to mouse over him.
I might want to.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wonder who that is.
Stupid, sexy Zazrit. All right, let's go.
Well, no one important, obviously.
Obviously.
Most of those little side doors are just Foundry doors or go nowhere for now. We've got all our vendors are back.
I love that backdrop. I hadn't seen that before.
Well, I've been working on these are literally what I've been working on the last couple of days. So they're just new, and I'm not even sure if they're on triple.
The last couple of times I walked around, all of these were just doors.
Yeah.
So like the place where you get the guy with the Mugato leash, you just open it to a big empty room with a guy with a monkey. Like, this is awkward. I'm going to leave now.
We moved the Mugato dealer up on the upper promenade since he didn't really feel like he should have his own storefront. It seemed kind of strange, so we gave that to the weapons dealers and.
Yep.
And but yeah, we got all these guys in their own rooms now, and they all have signs out front, so you can tell what they are without having to run in necessarily.
Yep.
Lots of ambient critters around.
Yeah, actually, the lots of random doors for Foundry stuff. Fun. People will get a kick out of that.
Yeah. I converted more doors. I actually posted on Twitter asking if people had any attachment to specific objects or whatever, but we rearranged a lot of stuff and added more doors instead of just objects to be Foundry doors, Foundry connections.
So this is the Jem'Hadar stand. As we mentioned in the blog, this was a Season 1 thing that got replaced by the Klingon Deli, but we've put it back because we have space for it.
We have space for it, and it seemed appropriate to include it somewhere, even if it's not part of the later. The thing is, like, when you're building all of this stuff, it's really tough to decide what things to build. Like when we were doing the TNG bridge, they changed a bunch of stuff between season 1 and season 2, but then they changed a bunch of little stuff throughout. And which version of that do you pick for the one that you're going to run with? So we tend to pick later on in the seasons, tend to do latter seasons, and then luckily for this, there's another like 200 degrees of the 360 degree arc that we had to fill in anyway, so we might as well use some of that season 1 stuff too. Cool. That door there was from season 1 as well, and then this here where we've now put the Jem'Hadar hub. The entrance you might recognize from Club Martis. So I don't have the flashy lights on it because it didn't make sense for the Jem'Hadar, but we can at least use the same entranceway.
Aerochrome was asking about the directory and whether it includes Tom Servo's used robots.
Right now it is literally a scan from we haven't finished this at all. There's a bunch of work to be done on it. So yes, right now it does. I'm not sure if it will in the end. We've got to do a bunch of work to rework it, and I've been debating. And so actually, this is a poll, I guess, or a question I could ask you guys is, would you rather see all canon stuff on there that we don't necessarily have on the Promenade, or would you rather see it represent the actual Promenade that we have? Like, should we have the kit merchants and the armorers listed on that in place of something like Tom Servo's robots? I go back and forth in that.
Yeah, I kind of like the inside jokes personally, but I'm missing the door to the exchange. Where am I? Where did I?
Keep going.
Okay,
you're down here. The exchange is directly across from the shipyard.
Oh, here's the new shipyard, though. Let's show that off, which has gotten much smaller.
Way smaller, and we've talked about whether it's going to be a problem or not. I don't think it will be. As long as there aren't 50 people all trying to cram into this one room, it should be okay.
I think that's true.
But we wanted to keep it more in scale with the station, with the rest of the station and stuff.
So somebody's saying that it's pretty much split 50-50 between canon and non-canon. So I'll let you know how the vote works out in the end. But somebody wanted to say we needed to be able to get Jumja sticks for the Jumja stand.
Yes, that's still in the works. Yes, I'm sorry. You certainly can do that. But we are going to make models and put them out. There's a whole a display rack that they have on a couple of scenes with the Jumja stand that we'd like to get it.
So he was asking about the Mako group. As I understand, that's gone. The
Task Force Omega
Task Force Omega
is no longer. I know everybody cares deeply for Commander Roxy, so we'll try to get her in someplace. I don't know exactly where yet, but we'll put her someplace.
That guy is very
This is the exchange in the bank. Again, a very small room. Bank on the right, exchange on the left. But should be functional.
Yeah.
And again, has signs leading you here, so... Yeah, and you're back
around. We're back in the transporter room. Yep. All right.
You could go upstairs.
Let's do that.
And show a little bit of the upper promenade. Aim for the railing. There you go. And now just or that.
I'll just click.
So there isn't a whole lot up here, right? It's not a very exciting place, but there we have added the full ring, so you can run all the way around, and we've followed along with kind of the pattern set in the tech manual and what we saw on the screen. So there's the Magato dealer.
Handlers up here now.
Yep. And so there's this kind of back inside, which mirrors what we see over on in front of Quark's. And then there's a couple of sections where it's just the exterior run.
Looking for the wormhole.
The wormhole's over on the front side.
Okay.
So.
How do you tell the front side? It's all a circle.
Well, once you get over to Quark's.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
So some people were asking about ops. You wanna jump on that one?
Ops is something I would really like to get in, but it's not a priority at the moment. We need to get this all working. You can see how much there is still left to do. So here's Quark's right here, and we have the upstairs entrance, so you can walk in and out just like you did, like they did on the show. We have an upstairs bartender. So ops I would like to do, but it's going to be a matter of time whether we have time to pull it off or not. I don't know. A matter of time being used both ways. Like, we'd like to do it for Victory is Life. It seemed likely that won't happen. We would also, if we don't get to it by Victory is Life, we will likely get to it someday. Maybe. I hope so. We'll see. We have a lot of stuff planned for the next year already, so it's tough to say that we'll be able to do that. But just teach me how to model. We're working as much as we can to get that in. So.
Yeah.
We don't have a habitat ring or a docking ring or anything. I mean, those would be cool, but they also don't necessarily serve any function at the moment. There is an updated conference room, ward room, whatever you want to call it, that we use in a mission or two, but isn't hooked up to this social zone. So.
Somebody was asking if the old missions will be updated. The answer is some of them. There's a couple that I think got.
Oh, I don't know.
Because, I think there's a couple that are using the old Deep Space Nine map because there just wasn't time to rehook everything.
Well, it's also just there's a number of reasons why they won't be. Number one being that that's a lot of work to go back and like redress Boldly Road where if you remember the Boldly Road, like we did a whole puncture on the promenade, so there's a giant gash in the wall and everything has been toppled and all that, so like we'd have to redo that whole map using this, which would be one thing, but also this is significantly smaller and it's small enough that we tried doing some combat tests in it and it's really, really difficult to do any kind of combat in here. So chances are we will not be using this for combat maps, and so it will be similar to what we did with ESD, where the old ESD maps will still use old ESD, but the social zone will use the new one.
A couple of people have asked, and this is something I saw on the forums too, about using the new DS9 for some kind of player housing feature. Oh, there she is. She opened up.
Yeah, we're still working on Skyfile stuff.
But
so,
yeah, but you can now see her open and close from the inside as opposed to being on all the time, which is cool. Player housing is something that gets brought up a lot, and I don't know if it's something that's really on our radar at all. I think the closest that you would get from us is bridges for your ships, which is kind of a similar system.
Yeah, we certainly have no plans to do player housing for DS9. Yeah. It's a tremendous amount of work. I think if we were going to do it, we would rework how the ship interiors work to make that more appropriate.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess we could do something like a fleet hold in here. That would be kind of neat.
That could be cool.
I mean that's super hypothetical. I'm not saying
literally
that's
Nick
happening.
Came up with that right now.
Yeah. I mean that would be neat, but that's not something that we have planned or anything at the moment. So.
Vadwar wants to know what player housing is. It's houses for players. Ask EverQuest players what it is. So somebody was _Twitch was asking, with all the Deep Space Nine cast, will we be re-recording dialogue for any old episodes? Well, I can't give you any more details than saying the word yes. Yes. There's actually a lot of interesting things happening with older episodes and our new Deep Space Nine cast members, which it was a lot of fun. Yeah. To hear some of that stuff we recorded.
You guys will hear it soon.
Yeah.
It will be neat.
It will be very neat. Let's see. Someone wants to open a triple store next to the Klingon Deli. Good.
Okay.
It works for you. I think they're literally just going to stand there and sell triples on the... I don't know how you would do that, but good for you.
I mean, we could have it be like the Magato dealer, where he's just some dude that's selling triples.
Yeah.
Out of his coat. We just have a... Weston would totally
buy a triple?
Weston would totally be willing to animate that, where we have a trench coat that he opens and it's just
Weston
lined
would
with
make
triples.
It look really good too.
He would.
You guys, there's without giving anything away, there is this thing that I won't say any more description than this thing that we have shown every actor that has come through here because Weston has done such a freaking good job on it. And I cannot wait for you guys to experience it. It is so freaking cool.
Yep.
Anyway, Picard 2010, I've been trying to find out the answer about Ultimate Tech Upgrade in Mark 15. I don't know the answer to that. I assume it will because that's how the item is supposed to work, but I don't know that for sure. Yes, I would say, is that Klingon dancing? Yes.
The Klingon is dancing. Yep.
He's dancing. Yeah.
Yep. Someday maybe we'll have a concertina, but for now he's dancing.
Yeah. Somebody was asking if Mako will go away. No. We're talking about the Task Force Omega booth on Deep Space Nine is going away, but like the reputation, you still can do that as much as you want. That's totally fine. Let's see. Well, that's a good idea. We'll make Empok Nor the new fleet holding. That's a good plan.
So we'll just take this map and tilt it and call it good.
Cthulhu wants to know if we're discussing ships this week. What ships do you want to know? Personally, I've always been sort of an Odo Kira shipper.
I
know that's a canon
I tend
ship,
to be like a Garrick Quark shipper.
Oh, that's a good one. Not Garrick Julian, really.
No.
Juliac. Is that their ship name?
Garen? No, that's not good.
John Collins says Klingons don't dance, but I prove that wrong every day.
Look at your screen right now.
Klingon is dancing right now. Will STO have IDW tie-in comics? No. Not anytime soon. We'd love that, but no.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
I'll just take him down and show him ops since it hasn't changed at all.
It's still the old ops for now.
Yeah, so you can see what
if we do manage to pull it out, then we'll replace it. But
it's nice.
But yeah, it's not as egregious as the old the old Promenade was. Yeah. So it seemed appropriate to at least include it for now.
Oh, Garashir, that's better.
Garashir,
that's much better.
No, but Julian is supposed to be with O'Brien. Like, if you're gonna put two people together, it's Julian and O'Brien.
Polyamory is a thing, Nick, and we should
okay, fine.
Let's see. Drogan says it goes without saying that we'd love to have the updated Deep Space Nine in the Foundry. Yes, I know. We know.
Yep,
we know. That is something that we again, it's on one of those we want to do it.
Also, we know.
Yeah.
Like
I said on Twitter the other day, I am currently attempting to train myself up to be on the level of Nick and Maria in terms of making content available in the Foundry, so that some of that load can come off of them. But the last 3 weeks I've been here until 9 o'clock every night getting everything else done.
Things be crazy, yo.
Yeah. Okay. Triple will be unlocked today. So if you're waiting, you're not wasting your time.
It's updated. I was on there earlier, so it's there.
I think if it's not unlocked right now, I'm sure that just means Jared is standing in front of his computer, wielding a hammer and hitting the keyboard as hard as he can until things work. Let's see. Will there be a LMH? LMH? EMH is emergency hologram. LMH is life model hologram? I'm missing the question, Ronnie. Was it a typo, or does LMH mean something I don't know?
Medical hologram?
And we're back to shipping.
Yes.
We haven't wandered far.
So the doctor and somebody.
Yeah. Oh, Flux. Somebody's shipping Ezrian now.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah. Long-term medical hologram. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. I don't think so.
There isn't a long-term medical hologram. As far as I know, there's just an actual chief medical officer down there.
There's a doctor there.
Yeah.
I like this Baseballs here.
Yep.
I like the idea that, like, Kira kept it there, and then Kurland got here and was like, yeah, I guess I'll just keep it.
We may be turning Kurland into a bigger baseball fan than you think, too.
I've heard about that. I'm very excited.
Well, Thomas has talked about it, so I think we can talk about it. Thomas the cat is very excited about the DS9 baseball connection, and so he's actually making pennants for various teams in the interstellar leagues, and we will potentially be hanging them up on the backside of the upper promenade someplace. We'll see how that works out. But
Gary Creatures Jr., when will Victory Is Life be available on console? We haven't announced that date yet, but it will be later this summer. The usual cadence with stuff like this is, it comes out on PC, and then it's like anywhere from a 2 to a 4 week wait before we throw it back out on console.
We haven't announced the PC date yet, have we?
No, we have not.
Yeah, so.
Although we an official PWE email went out that said it was coming out on 6/18, meaning June of 2018. But everyone read that as coming out on June 18th. And so I had a moment of, nope, guys, that's not, nope, stop, nope. Team request, the Titan tardigrades. That's great. I like that a lot. We should have
tell Thomas, he's been taking requests.
Yeah, you should definitely tweet that at Thomas.
He's got a million ideas already, so I'm not going to guarantee that anything will get taken, but you should totally send them to him. He'll appreciate those, if nothing else.
Yeah. Joel Malhazes, the reason that this is the size that it is, and Nick can, to give you more details on that, he's saying, is there any reason to scale it down, any way to scale it down even further? And the reason we can't do that is because it isn't just like 2 or 3 characters walking around like you'd see in the show. Like, if we shrunk this room, for example, into maybe the scale it would be on the show.
Think of this entire room being the blue patch on the floor, and trying to fit even just the 4 NPCs and the 4 consoles in here, plus all of the people, and it would be impossible. It's just, we have done a lot of experimentation with size and found that the 50% bigger is actually the most real we can make it feel. Even when we make it 100% accurate, it feels tiny. It feels claustrophobic. It does not feel like the show. The way that we make it feel like the show is actually making it bigger. And a lot of that is due to our camera, not because we need to make space for the camera, but because of the camera field of view and various other things about how our camera is set up it feels much better when it's scaled up a little bit.
Yeah. Mauricio, yes, I am Mirror Universe Kale. I am the evil version of myself.
No.
Nah. There you go. That's
What?
as evil as I get.
What was that?
Fake slapping you.
Oh, I was going to tell you that you should have shaved your beard then if you were going to be in the mirror.
No one
universe.
needs to see that ever again. People are saying they're snooping out for hidden messages and Easter eggs. We've already shown you most of them.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of Easter eggs. You guys have seen a couple that we've put in already. So that's about it. We don't have time for Easter eggs. There's too much stuff to do right now. There's a few Easter eggs also in the Foundry doors. I guess I could spoil those, but that's you guys will find them. That's fine.
L Lowell 707. I don't know about adding body tattoos and scars to the character creator anytime soon. If that's not a thing we already have, there's probably
we already have scars.
Body.
We have face scars.
We have face scars and tattoos. I will talk to the character art team about it, but that sounds like a thing that would not be a super high priority right now with all of the stuff.
And it's also really difficult.
And Jem'Hadar and
doing things. So one thing that gets brought up a lot, and I mean rightfully so, is that you can't have trill, spots, and makeup, and that's basically the same reason that we couldn't do or wouldn't be able to easily do any kind of body scars or whatever, because they all take extra layers of textures that are put on top of your existing, body or face textures. And the shaders that we have a very limited number of textures that they can load at once. And so you can't load more than that. So if we tried loading, putting makeup and trill spots on as two separate layers, then we'd run out of texture slots and we wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So we can try and fudge it by putting them together, but then your tinting options are weird. So there's a lot of problems with adding things to the character shaders.
Yeah. Tadayu 1701 wants to know if any characters besides Quark and Morn will reside permanently on the Promenade. Potente, you want to take this one?
Oh, well, I mean, you've seen at least one other. Leeta's still there.
Yep. When other things we may or may not, do down the line. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought we had announced another one, or I'd mentioned another one. Anyway.
Oh, you may have mentioned another one.
Yeah.
I don't know if we officially announced it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Will there be more rooms implemented in the ships and space stations? No, not really. I mean, you're talking about adding the whole Vulcan Academy to Vulcan, the whole Temple to Bajor. That's stuff that we're not doing right now.
Yeah, not maybe later in the short term.
Yeah. Are the new Jem'Hadar ships being shown in today's stream? No, we're not looking at that stuff today. You can see pretty pictures of them online, but I'm not going to be showing those off until much, much, much closer to release. Does Quark have time to age a bartender? I think that's a typo. The full question is, does Quark have time to age a bartender with all the other lucrative businesses he runs? Which he did before, so I don't see why he wouldn't now.
Yeah, I think that he's seeing the updating of DS9 as a business opportunity and wants to be here for it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting to get deep into the weeds of the kind of questions you guys know we can't really talk about. Like, is there new things coming? Are you ever doing this? Are you ever doing that? Is the summer event happening? Yes, obviously. that'll happen.
I mean, not right now.
No, but when it happens,
summer.
We'll do a summer event. We've done one every year. Why wouldn't we now?
Yeah.
Will Admiral Kareba be returning? I don't know who that is.
Kareba?
Karebbbah?
I don't know that.
I don't know who that is. Sorry, guys.
I don't play this game. I don't know anything about it. No.
I do play this game, but I don't know as much about it as they do.
I don't know what Kareba is. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, people are saying Mirror Universe Kale would be clean shaven. That is accurate. So I guess we know I'm still good. I wish we could customize the uniforms of our ship crews, not just the officers. Yeah, that's because you're going to a map that we can't change for every single person who goes to it right now. That's a bigger technical challenge to dive into.
Yeah, a lot of these are long-term known issues, but also fairly low priority, unfortunately.
Yeah. The Admiral who handed out diplomacy rewards, apparently, is who that Admiral is.
I don't know offhand.
Yeah. Baseball uniforms with ball caps would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yamablaus. There we go.
That sounds plausible.
Hell in a Cell ship at Ryza for SummerSlam. That's good. Yeah, it just would be. Well, that would just be a Borg cube, wouldn't it? If you just put a big metal cage in space, you're a Borg cube.
Well, I mean, when they said Cell ship, I was thinking the Suliban. No.
Oh yeah, no. Hell in a Cell is like in 1998.
Oh no, I misunderstood. I heard Cell ship. I didn't hear it. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Will the dab emote ever be available via the Phoenix lockbox? No, probably not. Sorry. You could. They said they didn't log in though because they had to save their sanity from the artisanal sonification system. You can turn that off, right? There's a button in the options, and you can just turn that off. Yep. We would never make that a thing you couldn't optionally do. Which, by the way, just so everybody's clear, the fact that you could fight Kurland was totally not intended. He was supposed to just be a contact that was sitting on Deep Space Nine that you would talk to and then would give you the emote. It ended up being a really fun event for everyone, which is why we didn't even bother to try and fix it. And so, they used to tell me that they would never do fighting in social zones, but now that we've done it once,
no, stop it.
Let's see. He's going to plug himself somewhere. Okay. That sounded way grosser than I meant. Firefly 00 has no idea what a dab is. Would you like to?
I barely know. It's something with your hands where you go like
almost
that.
There. You're almost there. Nope. Okay, keep your right hand where you have it. There you go. Perfect. That's a dab. Just stick your head down in your arm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. I don't know what it means.
It's a thing.
I'm old. I don't get it. Kids these days, right? Get off my lawn.
The summer before I worked here, when I was working the Mass Effect ride at Great America, that would be the thing that kids in the audience would yell at me to do every single ride.
I don't understand.
It's this thing that just became a meme, and then people thought it was cool.
All
and
right.
I kind of like it because it looks like you're posing after you blew up a monster in Power Rangers.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Let's see. Triple patch notes are live, guys, so go. But the shard is still locked. Let's see. Brad Haga says, never fight in social zones. Ha! Let me tell you, pups, a story about the Borg invasions of Earth space-time.
Or the Klingons that would come through periodically, too.
Yeah, that was great. What about the holosuites? Will they ever be added?
Another thing we would like to add, but is low priority. There is room behind Quark. So if you can you F2 on this? Yeah, we're in engineering.
Yeah, I can F2.
Yeah, so F2 up, and fly straight up.
Straight up.
Yep. Just hit space for a while and look down and.
Oh yeah, there's the holosuites.
So, no, there is no holosuites. So fly up, but in here, if you look behind Quarks, there is room for 2 holosuites. I had them roughly modeled in place just to see if they would fit, and we can fit 2 holosuites, maybe 3 back there, and a corridor to get to them. So it'd be cool to do, but again, it's low priority right now. So
we'd have to have Vic in at least one of them.
That would be neat. That would take up more room, I think. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if we'd be able to.
Unless we have a holosuite that says that's Vic Fontaine's bar, that you just open the doors and it takes you to a whole other map. It's Vic's bar.
We could do that.
That takes a lot of time, and no one's going to do it. Yeah.
The problem with all those, like, I'd love to do all those holosuite and holodeck programs, but
I know.
But like, okay, we've built a bunch of 1920s New York assets. Where else can we use them? Absolutely nowhere. We can use them in the Dixon Hill holosuite program, and that's
again.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we built a 1960s lounge. That's the
if
only
we ever
place
decided
that
we were really going to push the Foundry as like a bigger deal in STO, then it would be worth creating Captain Proton and Dixon Hill and all that stuff to then let people make all their own holo missions. But that's just not
it's a lot of investment to build all that stuff, and little that we can pay off with it. So
use the I'm the Foundry. Okay. People are saying push the charge Foundry authors for this stuff.
Oh, well, I don't think we want to do that.
No, I don't think we want to do that. We love you guys. We love the work you do for us. We don't want to charge you for it. I know you would pay for it, but let's see. When will the Foundry be unlocked? Soon. They're working on getting all that up and running. If it isn't unlocked in the next couple of days, it'll be next week for sure. And a lot of people are saying holosuites should be Foundry doors. I absolutely agree. One of the things we've talked about is having like a tag you can put on your mission that says it's a holodeck mission, so that you can then make a holosuite door or a holodeck door anywhere, the Foundry door for it. That's one of those things that actually implementing would take
Yeah.
a lot of programmers, weeping in their offices in the middle of the night and sending us angry emails about why we need this thing.
They never do that.
They just glare at us in the halls. Captain B Money is here, everybody, guys. Captain B Money is here. Captain B Money is here.
I'm glad.
Let's see. Don't say bacon because I'm on a diet. Oh shit! Oh shoot! I did it. I said bacon. She asked
Why
me
did
to
you say bacon? Don't say bacon.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say bacon.
No.
Bacon.
Did we say bacon to begin with? Like, why did that even come up?
I have no idea.
I don't remember saying bacon.
Yeah. Curland is here. We saw him earlier. He's downstairs.
Upstairs.
Sideways stairs. Can we freely kill anyone we want?
No.
No. But why do you want that?
Please do not.
Yeah.
No
a lot of questions tonight about the Vorta and why the Jem'Hadar faction doesn't include them. Without going into too much detail, the storyline that's been written for the Jem'Hadar faction is very Jem'Hadar specific. And throwing in a Vorta or a Cardassian into that storyline actually would not make any sense at all. And so that's why we gave Cardassians to you guys as like a species you can unlock for the Federation and the Klingons. Yep. And that's why Vorta aren't really a thing that's on the table right now. So yeah, there you go. Dixon Hill Social Zone, please. Done.
Unlikely.
I'll make it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be a drawing I do on the whiteboard and take a picture of and say, hey guys.
I can put that in the game for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Duncan Idaho is offering to code our game to make sure Holo missions work. I know that you can get permission for that. There was a couple of Foundry authors the other day who was like, oh, well, if you're having trouble getting maps, you should just hire us. And I was like, honestly, I wish I could.
Please apply. We have many openings for programmers right now, so by all means.
Yeah, if you've got the touch, if you've got the power, we're hiring. All right, everybody's saying Huarant has a good question. What about Cardassian bridge officers? I actually don't know. I got that question at lunch today. I don't know either. I think that's on the table, but I don't know for sure.
It certainly seems like it should be, but I don't know offhand.
Yeah. Let's see. How difficult would it be to adapt the visual slot mechanic? Neither of us can know the answer to this question, Firefly. I'm sorry. I'll add it to the notebook.
12.
But yeah, it's 12 difficult to adapt the visual slot mechanic for ships to player and BOF weapon models.
Your next guest is here.
Yeah, my next guest is here. We still got 10 minutes with you. I don't know. Do you want to do a dance off? What do you want to do?
Sure. You're winning.
All right. We need an Easter egg of a whiteboard in Cisco's office of all the impossible ideas we suggest in chat here. Actually, that would be pretty funny.
That's pretty cute.
Having a whiteboard in Curlin's office is just like playable Borg when.
Player housing? What the hell is a player?
Yeah. Let's see. Is there any opening to be my Padawan? Everyone is my Padawan. You're all learning at my feet every week that we do this stream. And I hope that you are really enjoying the education you're receiving. Horon says, show us the Foundry doors. No, because I can't. I wouldn't know how to do that on engineering.
I can. I can at least point out some of them. I don't know that I have all of them. Some of these doors, like that oval door, there's a bunch of doors that go nowhere, essentially. Some of them are Foundry doors. I don't remember which. Some of the airlock doors, the inner airlock doors are. So the inner airlock doors open as well, but they still work as clickies even when they do activate. So some of those inner airlock doors are set as Foundry doors.
Will this elevator take you back to your ship eventually?
It doesn't take you anywhere at the moment. We could potentially do that. Could we do that? I don't know. That's a thing I can talk to that guy that I work with about. Ryan, that's his name. Turn around.
Turning around.
That crate is a... Nope. That crate there is a Foundry thing.
That crate is a Foundry door?
Yep.
Do you get into the mission by climbing into the crate?
A lot of our Foundry doors are objects, so that it's like you go investigate the object and then that takes you to a place. So some of those monitors on the pillars are...
Foundry doors.
Let's see, keep going.
Keeping going.
The plant is another crate.
Rocks and crates.
These doors up here on the left are that pair.
Yeah, nice.
Should have done that lamp, but I didn't.
What were you thinking?
I'm crazy. There's a box of
self-sealing stem bolts?
Actually, yes. So I didn't want to spoil them, but there's a box of self-sealing stem bolts over here, a crate of them. And if you keep going down the promenade towards the shipyard, boop, boop, boop. I should make the fish tank one too. That'd be fun.
You should. You should make Cisco's baseball one.
I didn't change any of the ones in ops, so. And then over here there is a barrel. That one right there. That barrel is also a Foundry door and smells strangely of expired Cardassian Yamek sauce.
Fantastic.
So there's some of them. I don't remember all of them, but that's a handful of them anyway.
Alendi Prime wants to see ground floor quarks again. You ask and you shall receive. It's this way, right?
It is this way.
Fantastic. I'll come in.
No, you're killing me.
That's what windows are for.
No,
Nick.
it's not. Al has actually asked me to put invisible collision on there for that reason, so we will be doing that. So you'll be forced to use the door like a moral human being.
Is the Foundry door right here?
That is not. None of the doors inside of Quarks go anywhere at the moment. Ideally, they will eventually go off to.
I like how these guys are not looking at each other while they're drinking their glowing drink together. There's a story there. I hate you. I hate you too. See you next Tuesday.
They're Remans. They don't like the light. They're looking away from the light.
Right.
Yeah.
And the glowing drinks that they ordered.
Yes. They weren't looking at those either. Ground floor Quarks. There's the dartboard. I'll probably make a new dartboard because that's pretty low res and cruddy. But it's there.
Why am I going back to look at it when you just said it was low res?
Well, I don't know. It's there. It's there.
Oh, yeah.
But it is pretty low res. We'll probably do some more dressing behind the bar. David did a great job on all of the props and stuff cool. Behind the bar. And again, more Tim Elkar's work there.
Yeah,
doing the replicators and stuff. So,
well, a lot of people are coming in to say this place looks amazing, and you've done an amazing job, which is true. So, thank you, Nick, for showing this off.
Yeah,
you're awesome.
Thanks. I can't wait for you guys to go check it out on Tribble when it goes up momentarily. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully momentarily.
I will relinquish.
RCK 142. I thought about that as I said it. I should have picked a different day. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. John Sparks Jr. wants to know what's wrong with leaping through the window. The answer, of course, is my immersion, but more importantly, CBS's immersion.
You can do it right now.
You won't be doing it in game.
Yeah, you won't have access to this on Holodeck, so get it out of your system now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
We're gonna
have a jump through Quark's window Olympics. Guys.
Everyone should just go up there and start dancing on the bar.
That's a good idea. I hope that I come on Tribble later and see that dance party on the window of Quark's bar later. Today.
Can they hear any audio from?
I've got it turned off, but I'm turning it on.
You can just leave it. They'll figure it out.
Just leave it?
Yeah,
okay.
They'll find it because it plays nonstop at the moment. Don't worry, it won't play nonstop. We'll have it play every once in a while later.
People are screaming, Morn goes on the other side, Morn goes on the other side, hashtag move Morn.
To the end of the bar? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm talking about moving him down here.
Fine by me.
It means you have to do it.
Well, Ryan has to do it.
Oh, that's true. It means Ryan has to do it. Yeah, fine by me then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Nice seeing you, too.
See you in an hour when I go back downstairs.
All right. I will relinquish my seat to your next fabulous guest.
I do not claim any fabulousness.
Well, too late. You're already being claimed as fabulous. Once fabulous.
Look how fabulous she is with her
right?
hair.
And let's get your name up here.
Good lighting.
Yeah.
Right? There you go. You look awesome. Hi, Tiff.
Hello. Hello,
we were
everyone.
going to have Tiff on last week to show us the Renegades Regret, but she got sick.
Like a lame
person.
Humanoid.
So I'm going to go to the live shard to do that, which means we may have to take a second to patch.
What, you didn't pre-do this?
Well, I pre-patched engineering, but I can't do both.
It's okay. We're all,
We're all soldiers now. Right? Is that how that works? Just
so.
quote Overwatch.
Don't call me Grandpa.
So where's Buck Rogers hiding? I don't know. Mauricio says hello. Not the Mauricio you know. One from the Facebook chat. Let's see. Everyone says people are saying hello. Firefly says the episode playthrough is a handy way to gear up on budget Tetrion builds. Good to know.
What color is Tetrion?
I don't know.
Cool.
We should know that. Yeah, apparently both of our hair is going super blue right now because we're in front of a green screen. Yeah.
By golly, how color works.
I dyed my hair green and then realized I work in front of a green screen every week. So, thankfully you can't really see through my head.
Yeah, it's you're only semi-transparent.
Oh, okay. Apparently Tetrion is light blue. Everyone in chat is telling us that in the most polite way possible by typing blue in all caps.
I have a ship that fires purple Skittles.
I don't know what that actually is. I should know, but I don't. Let's see. Yeah, you probably can make a pretty good Soldier 76 in our game. That makes sense. Does that mean our hair is a science officer? Yes, our hair is a science officer. Apparently you have Polearm cannons. That's what purple Skittles are.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I should have known that.
And they also have a cool 360 degree firing arcs, so that I can be super lazy and just be like, space bar, pew pew pew.
Nick, that's an interesting question. The answer of why you got the polearm instead of the sword is because of Bordicus, because of Jeremy Randall. It's all his fault. Blame him on Twitter. The sword was the original reward, and then he decided to change his mind at the last second, but it didn't get made in time, so the sword was announced first. So
the sword for
the reward for your mission.
Yeah. Oh, I never knew about it. I always thought you were supposed to get the Lurpa.
Yeah, the Lurpa is the thing that's being offered now, but there's a lot of people asking for the sword. Can we add my hair to the game for both genders? Maybe. We have the curly, longer version of this hair.
But we don't have cool, colorful streaks. It's usually just you're wearing a purple helmet or you know.
I guess because Federation officers never really had colorful hair in the 90s on Star Trek.
Yeah, because they were modeling after the military, and that's very proper looking.
Ace 8 2000. Unfortunately, neither of us got to meet Leonard Nimoy when he recorded for STO because that was way before both of us worked on the game, which is too bad. I would have loved to meet him. Thumobot 31 wants to know what a content designer does. Tiffany, what does a content designer do?
Oh, cool. Yeah. So the long story. We think of cool missions, quests, and things for you to do in game that make you use your cool new ships or ground weapons or whatever, give you a chance to show off your gear, your pets and whatnot, and basically populate the world with NPCs. If you make a Foundry mission, it's like my life. But yeah, we just sit here and be like, okay, how can we give players a space to have some fun, and do the things that they like to do, whether it be talking to other NPCs, getting more lore, or shooting bad aliens in the face.
Yeah. So somebody wants to know what your favorite... Austelios wants to know what your favorite thing you've designed is.
Of all time or here? Because I've only designed 2 things here.
Yeah, I was going to say here it's a 50-50 shot, and it's probably going to end up being Renegades Regret.
Yeah, Renegade Regret is probably better. Because I did the winter event, and that was kind of just... kind of dipping my toes in the water, but this is how it is to make an event. I'm like, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. But of all time, I would probably say the Trail of Betrayal in Free Realms.
Oh, cool.
Mostly because I like the name.
Yeah, that is a cool name. Let's see, D9 is in the other quadrant, so this is going to take us a minute because this is Ham Sandwich, who is the community created character. I don't know if you've seen her before, but she's beautiful in her own way.
Probably delicious too, but I respect her wishes to not be eaten.
Yes. Well, we don't know if that's her wishes. We can't actually ask her. So we're going to fly across the quadrant here.
Yes. And thanks everyone who liked the winter event.
Yeah. Yeah, she made the Fakir, the Crampiri stuff. Yeah.
I think
year. The button is grayed out for reasons. Oh, I don't have enough energy credits for it because this is a Lobi character, but not a Lobi character.
But you're flying, the arrow is pointing up and you're flying left.
No, the arrow is pointing left and I'm flying left.
No, there's a white mission guide arrow.
That's not for Renegades Regret. That's for
the
one that I have to do in the Azure Nebula.
Oh man, I would be so lost if I were you.
Having more than one mission at once.
But I also just get lost all the time. I have no sense of directions.
Yeah. Is there an FE event transwarp? Oh, great. Let's do that.
I knew about that.
I knew about that too.
I learned about it a day before it went live. It's we have a what?
All right, well, let's begin the Renegades Regret. So tell me a little bit, as we're starting this mission, tell me a little bit about this guy and, how this mission came about. And you've been working on it for ages now, right?
Well, so I was new here. I started last April. And they said, well, let's give Tiffany a mission to kind of, train her on. So
one of the most complicated missions in the game.
Yes. Yeah, it's a challenge. So they're like, well, let's give her a short little episode det, not a full featured episode. We'll keep it to just a couple of maps and we'll reuse this map and whatnot. So they're like, well, in between the anniversary and whatever's coming next.
They know it's Victory is Life. We've announced that.
Yeah, but you don't know how it starts. But, just to kind of maybe give a little bit more backstory on what's happening. And when I came into this, I didn't even know what the Zenkethi were.
Yeah.
Or, I'd never seen them in game or heard them mentioned on the show. I just started watching Deep Space Nine at the time. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So she's breaking away from a group of dudes who just want to murderize everyone for a reason. And she thinks that reason is no longer good enough to murderize everyone. So she's defecting or something. And so there was a lot of back and forth. I was like, what exactly is going on? But I was like, it would be really cool if you could be her. And then, because she's this giant lizardy, powerful looking creature.
Yeah.
And from that, we got all the bee critter stuff, changing you to her on the ground in the ship, which I'm sorry it messes up your tray. That's not my fault.
Well, I think that's fixed now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it was only for the first, couple of days the episode was live.
Okay.
So a bunch of people are asking us to make the Tribble server fire up faster. Guys, we're upstairs in the streaming room. The Tribble stuff is all happening way on the other side of the building. We have no magical powers. Okay, let's try it.
Or maybe if we hold up our hands.
Oh yeah, if we Goku it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so the question that we're definitely going to get asked, you may not have an answer to, because I know that you worked with this dialogue, but you didn't write this dialogue. This is Officer Ro, who is Ro Loren's daughter, right?
I think I would not be spoiling anything by saying sure.
Okay. So if she's referencing Chief Ro...
That would be Officer Ro Loren.
Okay. That's what I thought. But look at both of our confusion, and don't take this as gospel on the forums, guys.
And who knows what'll change between now and the next update.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are saying, coming in to say what a good job you did on this mission. One of the things that
you guys are very nice people.
One of the things that I saw in the forums as we were going is people saying, man, that was such a great mission, but I don't know if I could ever play it again for the rewards because it was so depressing. Oh. In a good way,
mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, I saw some people comment that I really did not like, just killing all these innocent people. And it's like, yes. She didn't like it either.
That's the idea.
I'm glad we got that across.
Yeah, you did a really good job. We'll get into it later. Actually, we'll get into that later. Let's talk to Doherty right now.
Yeah, talk to him harder.
Okay, I skipped the dialogue on here because nobody wants to just sit here in darkness and watch us talk.
Wait, who's in darkness? We're in darkness?
Everyone's in darkness. The whole world is in darkness, for I have commanded it.
That's deep.
Yeah, I know.
I had a lot of problems with her pathing because she's just like, I'm trying to walk to a point. Stop being in my way.
I'm huge.
I need to look at you.
Proceed. All right, so we need to talk briefly about how much better cutscenes have gotten in this game since Weston got here. Just leaps and bounds. It's amazing the work that he does.
See, somebody's actually reading quest dialogue. That's amazing.
I know.
Woo!
It's so cool. People are saying, why is the most wanted captain walking into a prison that has his most wanted picture? Well, first of all, Ham Sandwich is a lady. And second of all, nobody recognizes Ham Sandwich. That's her superpower. She just vanishes instantly. Parker York said when she came bursting out of the cell the first time, he thought she was going to mess him up. You shouldn't have let me out. It was a trick. So can Zenkethi look forward with their helmets on? Probably.
Helmets?
Yeah.
Can they look upwards,
I mean, the one that you're sawing here is their face, but... let's see. Yep. Okay, we'll skip the voice acting in this mission is actually amazing, but we're going to skip through it because...
Well, you also notice that their mouths are moving. For the longest time, their mouths were not moving. And it was just like...
This ship is so much fun to fly. I think you sold a couple of Zenkethi lockboxes with this mission.
My favorite is actually the cannon scatter volley number 5 on your tray.
Yeah. Because
it's just like pew 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 pew, and it's really pretty.
You're never supposed to fly a ship with both beams and cannons, but we're doing it here.
Because she badass. Yeah. Can I say that on?
You can say that. I dropped the F-bomb earlier. It was an accident, but it's too late
to know you.
I know.
There's actually more powers if you open up the second tray.
Duncan Idaho, stop gluing extra legs onto Neth Par. It won't make her into a tardigrade, and it'll just make her sad.
Especially when we pierce her chest parts to, integrate her into the machine.
Yeah. Fred McGrath, I would love to make a Star Trek Online TV show. I have so many ideas. It's unlikely that would ever happen, especially with Discovery on the air and kind of kicking ass the way it is. People are saying to stabilize warp core, which is control and F2, is also brutal. Do I need to get a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So what it does is if you target someone and put it on them and then kill them within the next 10 or 15 seconds, they explode.
Gotcha.
Extra.
Well, let's try it.
Yeah.
I've never used it before.
Kind of wasting it on those guys. But
that's fine.
It's okay. The cooldown will come back.
I think I hit it too early. Oh, no, it works because that guy's dead. So the idea behind this fight is that you're supposed to be just way more powerful than the Yoki fleet, right? Just totally putting
when you come in, they even say like they're pitifully behind us in tech and so on and so forth. So the only cool thing that the Aoki people managed to do is kind of hack into your comms, and then they're like, "Please don't kill us!
Stop killing
us! Oh my
us.
God, we're innocent! We're a hospital ship!" And you're just like,
which we're making fun of now, but when you're playing this mission, it feels terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, scan us, we have no weapons, just sick and injured. Oh God, what did I just do?
Yeah, it's like sick and injured. That means you were already on your way to dying, right?
What was the big SFC 100 wants to know what the biggest change to the episode during development was? What was it? Was there anything that was like a major pivot on this thing that you can talk about?
I think on this specific map, I was going one way with actually the voices, and because I wanted them, instead of begging for their lives, I wanted them just be like trying to humanize themselves to you, which is a weird word for aliens. But kind of. If you ever get kidnapped, you're supposed to make your kidnappers think of you as a human. So they're like, hey, we're nice people. We have things in common. And so they're more like trying to tell a story. But I think it was a little bit too subtle and didn't translate very well. So then we went a different narrative direction where they're just flat out begging for their lives. And you know what? I think for a short amount of gameplay like this, that really worked. In terms of actual gameplay, though, it's pretty much the same. Just like there's some hostile ships that'll fight back and some very sad freighter ships that you're just mercilessly killing.
Somebody's asking if Will Wheaton is in the game. He's not. We talked to him at one point, and I know he was really interested in not coming back for Wesley, but helping us out with some other stuff. But unfortunately, I don't think it happened at the time. We haven't really reached out since. Maybe it's something we'll pursue again later. Yeah.
But I think even amongst the devs, we have a lot of fun kicking some ideas back and forth. Like, if we could get Wesley, what would we have him do? What would he be? Where would he be at?
Yeah. 3 of 9 with one of my favorite quotes. Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that. How was your day? Because I'm a potato.
I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. I always stop far enough out so I can see the bomb detonate, and then I go, why did I do that? I don't want to see the bomb detonate.
Yeah. And besides, they already fled, right? Right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Can we expect Michael Dorn again in the future? Probably not. We haven't talked to him in a while. If something cool comes up that we want to use him for, we might, but right now we're focusing on the other Deep Space Nine actors.
Is he everyone's favorite Klingon, or do people have like other favorite Klingons?
I mean, I think Worf is a pretty good default favorite Klingon. Yeah. Martok. I love Worf as a character, but I think Martok is my favorite Klingon. Mm-hmm. He's just the best. I just love it, like the subtle pans and all this stuff. I really liked
Martok's wife.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're throwing bug reports our way, that's not what we're doing right now. We're playing through this mission and giving you some developer commentary, so let's focus on that.
What? There's bugs in here?
No, not in here. No, actually, that's even worse. It's not even related to the mission.
Oh, okay.
I love what you did, and I know it's you and Paul, but I love what you guys did with this in terms of the dialogue and the banter between your squad mates. It's such a great way to humanize them for the terrible, terrible thing that's coming.
Yeah. It's like, how do you deal with the fact that you're here to just slaughter, like, a bunch of innocent people?
Yeah.
You have to make light of the situation.
Yeah, it's kind of the sort of I want to say like a Vietnam movie. I think that's kind of offensive, but what like what the
like a war movie,
like like kind of
where
war
they
movie
kind of
where
show it from like the Marines' point of view.
Yeah, like people are doing terrible things, and they don't want to be, so they're making jokes about it.
When I was writing for this, because what happens is that I make a pass on the text and then hand it off to our writer Paul, and then he makes it much better. Is when I was doing the first pass, I was like, I'm so clever. This is so funny. And then like. It goes to him and comes back. I'm like, oh my god, it's brilliant. He's a genius.
That's what happened. One of the fiction blogs that I wrote, the one that was introducing the Klingon ship from Discovery into STO. Like Paul did such a good rewrite on it that I like gave him credit on the blog when I put it up on the website. Because I was like, this is just what I wrote was like a basic outline. You wrote the actual story, and it looks amazing. SFC 100, was it always planned to return the Draconis like this? I don't know. Was it something?
Yeah, actually, that was something that Art really wanted to do. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's, figure out what we can do. And I actually went back and played the Echoes of Light mission. And I said, well, we need, things for you to fight here that kind of look like they could also belong from Echoes of Light.
Yeah.
So the character team actually was really cool, and they just took the glowy silhouettes that we had and made these different melee and range guys, and the high priest who shows up later.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
What? Oh my god! Yeah, there's spoilers for this mission, guys. There's spoilers for this mission.
But when you show up, this whole planet is just rocks, brick, and so on and so forth.
It's all dead.
It also kind of shows off that the proto-matter bomb is no joke.
Well, it's really cool because we've been setting up for this, for the Zenkethi War, which then is leading into Victory's life sends Echoes of Life for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Boom. He's
like, I'm dying, but you're a defiler. Have you tried to melee anyone when they run up to you?
I have, and it's very fun. The first time we play tested this, I meleeed someone, and they didn't go anywhere, and I felt sad. And then you guys took that feedback and made it so they fly away like they've been punched to the moon, and it's terrible. We shouldn't be doing this sort of thing.
But you're a giant lizard, and they're just sad, skinny draconians, and man, brutal.
I have this attack because there's a Zenkethi armor you can get in game that gives you an attack where you rush forward and backhand like they do, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people really want the sword back. I have told Jeremy this. We will see if he has
what sword?
The sword that they're carrying.
Okay.
It's the kind
the
of
ones
backwards,
that when they're like running towards you.
Yeah, the kind of backwards kukri, I want to say it's called. Let's go pick up some optional side objectives here. If you guys didn't know this, you can get some optional dialogue by examining some of the same things your captain examined in Echoes of Light. Words.
Yeah, there's a couple of parallels. Except that when you are here, the door's already open, whereas in Echoes of Light,
you had to open it.
They locked it.
Yeah,
You missed one.
I missed one?
Yeah, outside. Turn around.
Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, that's right. Are they harvesting the Transuli eggs?
The fools!
Yeah, stop attacking me through walls. I'm trying to examine a mural.
I'm reading here.
Yeah. People are saying that the blade itself is backwards. If it was the Earth blade, which I'm trying to remember the name of, and I think is Kukri, you're absolutely right, but that's how Draconians hold their swords. Don't worry about it.
Listen, it's like a Bronze Age thing where, they want to hold their sword that way.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
Everything's fine.
Oh, so after you kill these people and then you can examine the murals here, this was another example where after I was done writing it, I was like snortling to myself in the corner, just like, I'm so clever, and then Paul made it better.
Yeah. A bunch of people are asking why the sword was taken out. Jeremy thought you guys would want the Lurpa more. If you want the sword more, tweet Jeremy. He's at Vorticus. Tell him. Fill his inbox. He's going to yell at me for that.
Oh, there's one more thing you can examine.
But
that's okay. You should kill these guys first.
Yeah, definitely, because they're attacking me now.
Yeah, they'll definitely interrupt.
Yeah. So how much, did you, when you were developing the sort of squad, was it just like, let's just develop a bunch of fun military guys, or do you have like backstories for these dudes in your head?
Oh, okay. So the squad bomb carrier, Tashan, I kind of imagined that he's kind of with you while you guys were just eggs.
Oh.
He's like your childhood friend, and you became a captain, and he's like your right-hand man type of thing. And he also shows up in the fictional blog that was
Oh,
released
yeah.
before this. Yeah, and then the other two guys are just like supporting, Jugheads type of thing.
Yeah, that's cool though. That's cool that he has that backstory. This mission gave me depression. Yes,
I'm so
Alex,
sorry.
That was the idea. Be depressed now for Star Trek Online.
I mean, that the vibe is, for her to kind of convey all her regrets. It's called Renegades Regret, I guess. And I was really trying to convey a lot of emotion through gameplay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why this mission has been.
Yeah. A part of me was like, well,
so
no one
received.
reads quest text, so you have to put in a lot of action, I guess.
Yeah.
So here, when you come out, you're like, hey, what are they doing? And they are shuffling the pillars. So
so that the door
when
will
you
close.
come back,
That's
because
cool.
of light, that's why it's all messed up. And
I didn't realize that. That's neat. That's a really nice touch. I shouldn't have wasted this.
It was really hard to do for someone who didn't know what they were doing.
Well, you learned, and it
yes,
was great.
It was great.
Horiant wants Zenkethi bridge officers because we now know it's possible. Actually, you don't. In fact, now you know why it's not possible.
Yeah, actually, when you did have the guys following you around, I don't know if you noticed, but they're not in the UI like real bridge officers, and you can't really give them commands like, oh, use this power that you have. They don't give each other CPR if they fall.
So they're again, as I've explained on the stream before, Zenkethi are an entirely different animation skeleton than humans, and so in order to make them bridge officer, you'd have to do an insane amount of work that Weston does not have time for. And so
maybe if we replicate him, do you think we could do that?
Maybe. And so we would all love it, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. There was a ton of individual work that needed to be done by Tiffany and by the programmers to make it so that you could play as Zenkethi for this mission. It was actually one of the most technically complicated missions we've done.
It was broken for a long time.
Yeah.
And we had to make copies of a bunch of pre-existing Zenkethi critter powers, because when you actually fight against them in previous missions, their powers, the timing and stuff on them are very different. So, for example, they'll stare it down at you for 8 seconds before they're like, "You're my enemy and I'm going to kill you now." But if they were doing that here, this gameplay is much too fast-paced for an 8-second stare down.
Yeah.
So we had to copy and then change a bunch of things just to kind of fake it.
Fake it till you make it. Where's this guy?
We should just slap him.
But I could do that.
Yes, that's true. You could also slap him.
I will do both.
Because it's satisfying.
So that's, by the way, for those wondering what the Polearm is, that's the Polearm.
It's a Lurpa with the Starfleet symbol on the edge.
Oh, because that's cool.
Yeah, because one of the murals you examined inside was Starfleet, one of those time-traveling shenanigans again, eh?
Yeah. K3 Twisted Limit says, the idea of being able to play a character other than your own is a really good idea, and we should keep it in mind for future missions. That's a good idea, K3 Twisted Limit.
Yeah. It is a lot of work on our end, so just what it means is instead of giving you 2 missions to play through, you can have 1, but then maybe you can change into some other critter.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really fun tech, and we've got a lot of cool ideas on how to use it. Let's see.
Tribble is up.
Oh, Tribble's up. Go forth, guys.
Yes.
Go play through
They're
DS9.
dancing somewhere, right?
They're dancing, yeah. That's actually the sound we hear is Jared jumping up and down for joy downstairs.
Woohoo! But wasn't there supposed to be a dance party at Quark's?
That's that too. Go to the dance party at Quark's. So K3 Twisted Limit. I talked about Cardassian boffs earlier. I don't know if they're happening. I need to ask somebody. I actually I don't know. I don't want to say one way or the other. I don't know. I love that we have, because we only had oh my god, my brain is
brain
blanking
fart.
out.
Cardassian?
No.
What?
No.
Art?
Jeez. Geordie the Forge's actor.
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton, thank you. Dang. We only had LeVar Burton in, that one day. And so I love that we've gotten so much work out of him in so many future episodes. And that we were planning all this stuff so much in advance to use him. I
was actually really excited to hear him on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. It's a NPR podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, hey, I know who that is.
Rami, thank you for complimenting my hair. Geez, and then immediately goes on to... This is why we don't talk to you, Rami. Yes, Rogue Ice. Well, I can ask Tiffany this to confirm, but it was a legitimate choice in the previous space map to make the other ships so underpowered that you were just tearing through them with this Then-Kethi ship, because that's part of the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
To show that they are decades behind you in terms of tech.
Yeah. Apparently, tons of ships are circling Deep Space Nine on Triple right now. We should go check it out after we do this.
Yeah, you're almost done, right?
Yeah, I just gotta murder a bunch of innocent people.
They tried to, put all the eggs on the moon.
Yeah.
So check it out. Check out the moon. See if they're lying.
Yeah. They're not. Spoilers. How hard was it to walk the line on this end bit of, because you're trying to create a heroic character who's doing a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to write that kind of character? I guess is my question.
I feel like this is going to sound kind of cheesy, but we're all potentially heroic characters, and we're always walking that line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of just tap into, news stories that you hear of other people when they hit that critical moment that made them kind of change their mind. And, how did they sound? What were they feeling? What was the dilemma they were facing? So just kind of gathering all those stories together and going, okay, I think this is what her turning point or her breaking point would be, where she's just like, no more, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what's nice for this particular map, it's supposed to happen after she's already met you on the Kantari colony. So she's like, you inspired me. After I met you, Captain, you inspired me. So, it makes the players feel heroic too. Be like, yeah, I was a good person and I made a bad person a good person. Go me.
Yeah. Q Cullen, I'll chat with that a little bit after we're done with the mission, but thank you for asking about that, and I did have a lot of fun. Let's see.
So if you look on the map, the Admiral's ship is hanging out, and it's like, he wants you to do the dirty work,
right?
But he's there to supervise,
to do it,
right?
In case you can't. Yeah. Which tells me, between that and the fiction blog and the people who tried to go and warn the Federation and who, Nethpar hunted down and killed, which I actually liked the way you tied that together, because that was a fun, not fun, but it was a loose end that we kind of left open of, how come these people never made it to the Federation? Well, Neth blew them the heck up.
And then took their ship.
Yeah. No, you jerk face.
Pew pew.
Don't do it. Is this a new cutscene? I don't remember seeing this the first time I played.
Yes, in that the cutscene existed, but it wasn't hooked up correctly.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Hand wave magic.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Duncan, Idaho, I think I understand where you're coming from on wanting more action on her turning point, but I think it's really powerful to just have the idea of, the soldier following orders. Huariant, I can tell you nothing about an upcoming time travel mission with Jeffrey Combs voicing Shran, because there is no planned upcoming time travel mission with Jeffrey Combs voicing Shran, but good try.
I do appreciate Shran's, moving antenna.
Yeah, that's awesome. Q Collins says that was a really emotional mission. It's hard to play, but it tells a great story. I agree.
Thanks.
100%.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting, too, because really the mission only takes place in this room.
Yeah, you're actually here the whole time.
Yeah, which is, for a bottle mission, that's really cool. It's cool, too, how much story you were able to tell, in an episodette. Really
so here's a funny story, because I'm kind of a Star Trek noob.
Uh-huh.
When I saw the model that I was supposed to use for Geordi LaForge, I was like, where's his visor?
That's funny. I like that.
And I kind of got this look from, Paul and Ryan. They're just like, remember how he had surgery? And I was like, no.
I told you about that.
What is that from?
Yeah. So this was your first Star Trek Online mission. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What would you say is your big takeaway from the Renegades Regret?
Do future missions better.
I feel like this is a really good start, though.
Oh yeah, cool.
What do you mean by do it better?
Well, I think just have it better planned out from the beginning. If I go back and look at just how the mission is structured, it's a little bit ugly. Yeah. But what's good is that because Star Trek has been out for a while, so we have a couple of things that we do. For example, a week in, you hit this deadline, and we're going to play test and look for these things. 3 weeks in, you hit this next deadline, and we play test for certain other things. So you never get too far off, the path. So hopefully you don't get too far behind. But Ryan was helping me out with something. He's like, oh my God, you changed this quest 100 times? And I'm like, well, I didn't know what I was doing. He's like, I'm usually in my 40s to 60s. You don't have to brag.
Come on, Ryan. You've been doing this for like years. This is my first mission. Jeez, Ryan.
So I'm just like, oh, that didn't work. Poke, poke, change this. Oh, what if I change this number? What if I change these connectors? Yeah. So probably just, like crank out the missions a little bit faster, maybe by a week. So now you're patching to Tribble.
Yeah, now I'm patching to Tribble, which they can't see because they're looking at this beautiful view of Quarks, actually from several weeks ago. It's the current updated Quarks that we're working on. I was gonna go see if I can hang out with people, but it looks like this patching is gonna take a little bit of time.
Wait, everyone pause, you're patching. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone else stop so I can get in.
Yeah.
I think we're on different patch servers here anyway. Because I remember there have been a couple times people have been like, patching's down, and I'm like, it's not for me, and then IT is like, no, it actually is for them.
Yeah. Well, in theory, I would assume that we have a couple of server farms, and not just one.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so K3 Twisted Limit wants to know, hypothetically, out of the expansions created thus far for Star Trek Online, which do you wish you had worked on?
Is this a trick question? Like, am I supposed to accidentally reveal something?
No, well, I mean, obviously, we know you're working on Victory is Life. That's not a huge spoiler to know you're making a mission for that. You're a content designer, and, like, that's what you do.
Okay. Actually, I'm pretty happy with what I worked on. What we also do is sometimes we'll swap, like, if I'm kind of done with something, I'll hand it off to another content designer and take one of their missions. So I handed off one that was not in great shape. That's the only thing I wish I could have done differently. Yeah. I like what I did.
Firefly 00. This is maybe not a question because Tiffany, is just gotten here. But so early on in the game, especially in the Federation tutorial, there's a lot more like career-specific mission objectives. Do you know if we plan on throwing those back into missions anytime soon?
I'm not sure. I just know when we make a mission, we get a checklist of things that we want to try to put in. Yeah. And I haven't seen those in my checklist.
Oh, K3 Twisted Limit. The reason I didn't read your question right is because you didn't. Tiffany has only worked on this mission and then other things that might be coming up in the future. Yeah. So we can't ask her out of the expansions she's worked on what's her favorite, because the answer is Victory is Life. Because that's the only expansion she's worked on, but it's pretty awesome. Yeah. And questions to me, I've never worked on an expansion before Victory is Life, so also Victory is Life for me.
But you know what? Great. If I were here earlier, I would have wanted to work on the TOS stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Looking to see if there's any other questions coming out. Hey, Thomas. Thomas is in the Facebook chat, everybody. If you have ship questions, just ask him. Just kidding. Don't overwhelm poor Thomas.
Oh, Thomas. He's very busy.
Yeah. Joshua Aaron Mack, just look at crypticstudios.com. There's a bunch of things that we're hiring for on there. Honestly, we're probably not going to be hiring anybody who doesn't have any experience in game development. You kind of have to have gone to school for that stuff. You can't just kind of
if you make something on your own time, hey, I made this match 3 game on the
if you take some courses yourself or figure it out yourself, that's pretty cool.
And what that does is it also shows initiative, you really want to do this, and that goes much farther than I got straight A's in art class.
I guess then, why don't we expand that question? How do you get into game design, Tiffany? What's your tips for upcoming game designers?
So I've been doing this since 2000, so I think a lot has changed since then. But when I started, I got a degree in English creative writing. So it was either flipping burgers or do something else, right? Yeah. I was really lucky in that I was working a really boring office job next to a company that was making video games, and we had one of those building barbecues. And I was like, "You guys make video games? I thought only Japan made video games." Because I'm thinking Mario Brothers and Final Fantasy.
In 2000, you were thinking this.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Well, remember, have you played Diablo?" And I was like, "Oh, that's made in the States. Holy crap, that's here. That's 30 minutes away from where I am." And I kind of asked them, how did you guys start? And they're like, well, if you don't know how to program or if you don't know how to do art, you might want to start in QA and then kind of learn the different departments, because some people might go into production and help keep people organized and kind of stay on target and help them be more efficient and stuff. Or you could go into game design. Keep in mind, back in 2000, there was no game design school, and now there is.
There's so many now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I started in QA, and I guess I showed a penchant for designing, kind of thinking about things from the player perspective. So that's how I got started. Nowadays, like, a lot of that advice still holds, I think, if you don't specifically write code, or if you're not like either a 2D artist, 3D artist, animator, or special effects artist. Either learn it to be an artist, or start with either like community, customer service, or QA, or just show that you have a lot of initiative, like I said, and try to make something small on your own. Because if you were to download Unreal 4, for example, it comes with a lot of assets that you can put together and make something very simple. So it just, and also kind of shows us like how you're thinking and how you're being creative too.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Ray Boschborg was asking if we'll do any other missions like this where you play from other characters' perspectives in the future. We don't talk about upcoming content on the stream, but it's a cool physical tech we have. Mm-hmm. Rami wants to show us her game. Sure, send it to me, like you do everything else. Love you, Rami.
And one thing, if you are making your own game, don't be shy, or don't hesitate to show it off, because without getting feedback and learning how to deal with feedback, you're not going to grow as a developer.
Yeah, and given the playtests that I've been to here, feedback is a very, very important part of this process, and learning how to deal with feedback.
Oh, you should come to our white box playtest, where everything is literally white boxes.
I did that once with the Arena of Sampak, and I wasn't ever allowed back, I think because I asked too many, like I was trying to learn about the game at that point, and so I was like, ooh, that's cool, what weapon do you have? And Maria was like, it's not the right time to ask those questions. And I didn't.
Shut up and stand in the corner, Mike!
Let's see. Parker York says, did you write the episode? She kind of answered that one earlier. Yes and no. She wrote the initial pass in the episode, and then Paul, who was the writer, did a very deep cleanup.
Before I even wrote it, though, like from our executive producer and our lead designer, they kind of had an idea for the basic structure of it. So I kind of got handed like an outline. Yeah. Which is unusual, but they did that for me because I was new.
So somebody was asking what content that we can't talk about on the stream is our favorite, which of course the answer is the which then goes to...
I also like the redacted one with a lot of redacted stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
But the first time I played STO, actually I made a TOS character. I had no idea what the differences were or anything, and I was like, oh, this game is really good. Yeah. So I really like, TOS. Expansion.
Legendary Prime wants to know if we hire writers. We do, but I don't think we're hiring any right now. We have one for STO and one for Neverwinter and one for the upcoming Magic the Gathering game that we've not said much about other than announcing. But we don't.
I'm actually really happy it's announced, so I can just tell people like,
I know,
it's
Magic.
happening.
Yeah, Magic. Okay, so let's head over to Deep Space Nine, shall we? Please tell me I'm on the right.
Can you talk about the Gamma Quadrant? No. That's not what they're asking. I'm sorry, I'm reading over your shoulder.
We're talking about the Gamma Vanguard pack. Only in the details that were released on the blog this morning. So if you want to know about that, I mean, pretty much everything that's in there is on the blog that came out this morning. Which T6 ship in the Gamma Vanguard pack do I find the most interesting? I'm super excited about the 3 Jem'Hadar ships. They look really pretty, and I already fly a Jem'Hadar ship in the game, which you can see right here. And it's super cool. If anybody ordered one of those 3D ships, the first images are starting to come in for a lot of the very early orders, and I've seen some of them, and they're amazing, and I'll be posting them on social media soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, check out other people's ships.
Blackjack21 wants to know what your favorite ship is.
My favorite ship?
Your favorite ship.
Oh. The one that I fly. It's the Vaughn.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's cool.
But I also saw somebody with a ship that does the barrel rolls, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's a Romulan ship, but I would like to also acquire that. Yeah. Unless I already have it and I just didn't know.
Old Lawyer Dude says, do you have to have colored hair to work at Cryptic? It's not only encouraged, it's allowed.
But it's not required.
No.
Yes. I do know a lot of people who work in different places, and they're like, I love your hair. Too bad I can't color mine for my work. I'm like, man, your job sounds terrible. Sorry.
I know. I haven't had a job that I couldn't color my hair for in a long time, and I'm really glad I don't have one of those. K13 wants to know when the Gamma Vanguard ships will become available for 3D printing. I don't think any of them are on the blacklist, but don't quote me for that, which means that all of them will be available for 3D printing when they're available in game. So when you get them, you can go straight to the ship tailor and 3D print those ships if you want.
It's like you just said, you can get them when you get them.
Yeah.
Which is deep and philosophical.
By the way, I missed it earlier, but Roguy said that Renegades Regret was one of the top 10 stories in STO.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really high praise because there's a lot of good stories.
There are.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I also have to tell Paul.
Yeah.
My favorite is still the banter on the ground.
Yeah. No,
They're
that's
like,
good stuff.
I look nothing like you. I'm actually good looking.
Oh, good. The Quark's party is starting. We're on our way, folks.
Excellent.
Yes. Which is good. We got about 20 minutes left in the stream. If you look at the galaxy map, you can see the Gamma Quadrant. Is that true? That's true. Look at the Gamma Quadrant, everybody. Well, I guess I was not going to reveal this until Destination Star Trek, but you can kind of see the size of it now, which is very, very exciting.
Just so you know,
map so I can show
size
it off.
isn't everything.
No, but you know, when considering this is the Delta Quadrant, this is the Gamma Quadrant. It's big. Yeah. It's real big, folks.
You know, I didn't know this, but I also got the task to hook up some of the logical stuff in the Gamma Quadrant. Yeah? That's very tedious work.
Oh, it's fun though.
And I don't know what it is like to actually use the Foundry, but when you rename things, it takes a while for the field to go, you've renamed this from unnamed blah 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 1 to door 1, and it takes it a long time to think that through and save it.
Yeah. Duncan Idaho, I'm sure there are Foundry doors in the Gamma Quadrant. I'm sure. I
think I hooked those up, but yeah. I'm also new and don't know what I'm doing.
Roguice wants to know which of the faction-specific stories in the game is our favorite. Mine's Klingons, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you're biased towards the Klingons.
I am, because the Klingons are the best.
Wait, so faction-specific stories.
Yeah.
I just started playing the Romulan one, and I really like how it's starting up, but I haven't played that much of it, so either that or Lightning TOS. Yeah. I have a soft spot, I think, for Agent Daniels.
Yeah. K3 Twisted Limit, I know there's Cardassian uniforms being worked on. I don't know for sure. One of the interesting things that I discovered talking to the character artists is that one of the reasons the Cardassians took so long to put in the game is there was actually a ton of work because of their necks. So many of the costume pieces in the game had to be remade to work with Cardassians, at least just the neck parts of them.
And they sent out
giant necks.
They sent out some screenshots of like the work in progress,
yeah.
And it's just like this floating head. And then like a shirt.
All right, let's go hang out on D Space 9 with everybody. Maybe.
I was like, I don't see anyone. Oh wait, ships
I will
are popping
dock
in.
at Deep Space 9.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, this is exciting to see everybody hanging out.
This map has some tight hallways.
K3 Twisted Limit, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure we can check. You can expect Cardassian uniforms, yes. That's so cool, coming out of the airlock. Oh, that was fun. All right, let's go to Quarks.
Quarks is fun.
Yeah, we're still not playing the audio on the stream, but I think some people may have discovered that slight Easter egg. What was the reasoning to put the old Tier 5 lockbox Jem'Hadar ship in the Gamma Pack? Because a lot of people requested access to that ship, and I think we thought it was a cool way to do it for people.
Oh, you passed it.
I know, I saw a pet or a monkey or something running in and out of here, and I wanted to see. Oh yeah, it's a Mugato.
Follow the monkey! Get him! Have you ever played System Shock 2?
I have not.
There's also a monkey in that game.
Oh yeah?
Or one.
All right.
I remember now.
Everyone is on Tribble. It's the jumping through the doors Olympics. Wait, I'm on 2. That's probably why I can't see all of you. Is 1 filled up? No. Oh, but everybody's on 2 anyway.
It's pretty...
Two's fuller than 1.
So
all right.
cool.
Everybody on Deep Space 9 number 2. We're doing a door jumping contest, a window jumping contest. Come on. Join me in window jumping.
Wait, you're not ham sandwich.
No, I'm playing as Cogtash. This is my main character, actually.
Okay. Who is a Klingon?
What? That's shocking.
Shocking.
Klingons are the best. Shut up. But actually, the storyline is super cool. I don't know if you played it. It's interesting because Potente, the human female I was playing earlier, could clear this thing in one jump, but Cogtash actually lands on it.
Maybe if you sprint.
Maybe.
Or maybe you're trying to not run into Quark.
Oh, somebody dropped a party ball.
I want a party ball.
You can get them pretty easily. I think you can buy them in the Latinum store.
You know what I want? Like when I'm running on the ground, for my feet to leave like a rainbow trail with sparkles. Like just littering party shit everywhere.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Ooh, I said shit. Is that
That's probably fine.
Oh, someone zapped you.
No, I zapped me.
Oh.
That was my birthday present last year. That animation, it's amazing. I love it. So that's right. Everybody's here for the window jumping party.
Woo!
Window jumping. Window jumping. Yeah, cool. All right, gang. Well, we've played the mission. We've seen the window jumping. I'm glad you're all having fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you're all posting on the forums and Reddit about all the stuff we put out on Tribble today.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go because I've still got a bunch of work left to do today.
Should I go too?
You can probably just stay here if you want. Just sit here for the rest of the night. It'll be fine. But it's been awesome hanging out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed chatting with Nick and with Tiff. And we will see you next week. Only next week, the stream may be hard for some of you to watch because I'm going to be doing it live from Germany. Is
that your Germany laugh?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.